Hey everybody, welcome back to Voicing with Queen on Thursdays. What's going on, our voices? Hey Keish.
Hey, what up, though? Happy Thursday.
I know, happy Thursday. You know, we got a story every week about our week. You want to start
I
first?
know. You know what? I missed everybody last week because, of course, I was down at the Aretha Franklin Amphitheater at the concert. It was Jodeci, SWV. Who else was down there? Somebody else was down there. Um, Drew Hill. I went with my mom and my sister. So you know that we had did a little video that's on YouTube about what happened down in Montgomery. We did a recap of that and what we thought about it, which was hilarious. So sorry, you guys, that I wasn't able to be your co-host last week, but sometimes you just gotta miss something. But I did leave you out with a treat, so I hope everybody enjoyed it. So far, my week has been very busy as usual, wrapped up in work and taking care of business. But it wasn't a bad week. They could I could have dealt without the rain.
That part. I think that's why I've been so sleepy because it is rain. But I'm still on my high from my birthday. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So yeah, happy belated birthday. I told you happy birthday yesterday, but happy birthday
Yes.
again.
Thank you. So
Enjoy yourself.
I'm still trying to turn up for the Leo season. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I
No,
celebrate
I
all
feel it.
month. It's my national holiday.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I am with my birthday. When cancer season come, I'm like full force the whole month. I'm partying. But now it's
Okay.
your turn now. It's your turn now.
Hey, Leo season. Let's go.
But I'm very excited about this episode because we have a very, very, very special
And we
guest
do.
tonight.
We
We have
definitely. So we're about to
yes,
introduce to y'all voices. We have Miss Mayor Monique Owens, which is the mayor of EastPointe of Michigan.
yes.
Detroit, but don't cuss me out, y'all. That ain't Detroit. Okay.
Yes, we have the honorable Madam Mayor,
Okay.
not
Yeah.
in the building, but on the screen here. We're gonna be back in studio soon.
Real soon. We
Yeah.
getting it together. But welcome to Voicing with Queen. We appreciate you coming on today in this exclusive interview. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here, but I'm going to get you because you called out Detroit. That's my home.
Born and raised.
That's my home, yes. But, I remember people was talking about you need to move out of East Point, and then when you're done with that, come over to Detroit and be the mayor of Detroit. I said, y'all ain't want to have me over there in Detroit dealing with those folks over there in 7 Mile, 8 Mile. I'm not doing it.
Don't
I'm
say
not doing
loud.
that 7 Mile Belle Isle stuff. No,
7
I'm
miles
not doing that.
now. Okay.
I'm not doing it. I am not trying to put my energy in fixing a Chandler Park. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I
Mm-mm.
ride you Chandler Park on the way home when I'm coming. Hey, they cleaned it up pretty good though.
I
Like,
heard they did. I haven't been in still some years.
but
Okay.
I'm not. Hey, now I used to be out there. Now, don't get me wrong. I was out there in my young days,
Come on now.
and I got caught out there by some people like, "What you doing out here?" I'm like, "Look, don't tell my mama, okay?" Because I still lived at home with my mama back then, and I didn't want to get in trouble. But our young party girl college days, yeah, I did roll through Chandler Park a little bit, but they don't be having that out there no more. They shut that down if it get too packed.
I heard they don't have it at Belle Isle no more. Remember the strip used to be live. You used to
Yes.
love to
Oh
go to
yeah,
the strip on Belle Isle. Like, hey, that's where all the party was. Now it's like, oh, for older people like myself.
yeah.
Yeah, I used to
Oh,
be
what
in
you
Chandler
know about
Park
the
too.
strip?
Huh?
I
You
used to
used
be
to
at
be in
Chandler
there too,
Park too
Leo?
now. I used to be at Chandler Park
Okay.
now. People always
What
ask
about
me, what prepared you to be a mayor? Like, 'cause I used to be an ex-police officer and I worked for the city of Detroit. And truthfully, what prepared me to be the mayor is Chandler Park. Really. Like, going, I
so
had a good time at Chandler. That prepared me to be the mayor of East Point, dealing with Chandler Park.
And so let's start there because you see, you already brought it up. So we got to go back because if I'm not mistaken, you was a comedian before you got into politics. Now,
Yes, I was a comedian.
So how I want to know how you go from making people laugh to making people cry. Because of course,
I think it was vice versa. They trying to make me cry. But you know what? I found my niche when I was working as a police officer. Actually, I always been a class clown. I always grew up being funny. But when I started doing things as far as dealing with people's lives, being a police officer, seeing the downside of what people go through, I said, this gotta be more to life than this. And
right,
and humor came out, as part of my life. And I said, I want to bring laughter to so many people that's dealing with the challenges of their life. And that's what really started me. So, when you're a police officer and you're dealing with people that can't see their families, that, about to get 10 or 15 years, like, dang, I mean, something got to be funny out of this, and
right.
so, and just bringing people laughter where they should be crying. It was something that, I thank God that I was able to do in those situations, and so, and it helped prepare me to be the person that I am today, to be public speaking, to connect with people, to
Mm.
understand them. And, I brought comedy with me, even as, the mayor of EastPointe. Ain't nothing been funny though, but, but being able to connect with people by,
Uh-oh. Are we a little lost here?
This streaming, I'm trying to tell you this weather. It's Michigan for you.
Okay, Mayor Owens, are you back?
We
yes,
got you
ma'am.
back. Oh,
I'm
okay.
back. I think the connection, I think that, I'm in EastPointe. So, anytime I do something in EastPointe, they're trying to mess with connections and they listening to me. And, so yeah, but being the mayor of EastPointe has really been a blessing. So, being able to, I think the only time I made somebody cry is when I actually won. Because it was like, well, we won. We got a black mayor in office. And so
Right. So that
they always
transition,
crying, oh, Lord, let's move out.
Look,
And
but
forget
go
all
further.
that transition from being Wayne County Sheriff to being the mayor of East Point, can you explain to us being a woman in them shoes and being the first black woman mayor of East Point? That's a big deal. And to go from being Wayne County Sheriff like that, that's a great transition for someone of our caliber, right? So how did that transition come about?
You know what? At first, when I actually, before I became the mayor, I was the first Black councilwoman in 2017,
Okay,
and
cool, cool. Yes.
yeah, a lot of
Empowerment. That's
people.
what I love. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So actually, before I even applied to be the mayor and the councilwoman and things like that, I got turned out 3 times. I applied twice. The council didn't accept me.
Are we froze again?
Yeah, we froze.
Didn't get it again. So I said, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not running because it seemed like, people are not paying attention. And then the city got sued by the Department of Justice because people were doing things, unjustly. And,
Mhm.
people pushed me to run for the city council. I did it. And when I did it, I said, this is the last time I do it. I'm going to put my all into it. Then I won. Then later on, I ran for the mayor of EastPointe. But
Excuse us, everyone. We having a little bit of technical difficulties.
Just a little bit, just a tad bit.
Just a tad bit, but while we going through these technical difficulties, hit the share button, hit the bell button, and
not there.
subscribe.
I did. Can you all hear me?
Yes,
Yep,
we can
you
hear you
back.
now.
Okay. So I've always been the person when I don't see something, I become it. So I didn't become a police officer because, when I was a little kid, I had a badge and a gun and said, I can't wait to be the police. It was certain things that I became because I didn't see it. So I didn't see a lot of police officers growing up that looked like me. I seen a lot of us that was behind bars and other people that, that controlled the system. And so I said, let me become that. I didn't see a lot of mayors and council or people that was overseers of the legislation and policy making. So I became it. So I'm not the person that sit back and complain and say, you know what, I would love to see a black such and such. I'm that person that say,
Yeah.
or a person of color or a woman or
Mm.
whatever it may be. I become that. so I can see, so I can make room for everybody else. So I didn't come to
Right.
mayor of EastPointe to be the mayor of EastPointe for the rest of my life. I became the mayor of EastPointe to show people of color, to show women, to show people that guess what, you can do it too. Not
Right.
saying it was easy. That's kind of like, I'm gonna be the mayor, and you know what? I know I'm going. It was things that I dealt with, still deal with to this day. But when you're doing stuff, you don't do, and you're going through stuff, it has to be for other people. That's how it works. So
Mm-hmm.
so I did the policing, I did the mayor thing. So now it's for me to, wherever God has for me, that's what I'm gonna do. But when you see something, and to all your listeners, when you see something not happening, that means you need to do it. And so, as the mayor of EastPointe, I've always told my residents, don't put everything on me. And people have, especially when you're African American, people that look
Right.
like you. If you're not doing exactly what they tell you to do, then it's your fault. Or we're not going to vote for you, and that's too much on anybody's back. But it's something when people start paying attention when you're African American, then you're the blame, So you wasn't paying attention when somebody else that didn't look like me was the mayor. You didn't, and then if you did know that person was the mayor, you wouldn't even give them the time of day like you giving to me. You wouldn't have the complaints. You wouldn't have the blame like you putting on me. So, and it's not fair when you're a person of color trying to pave a way for people that look like you and don't look like you. You get so much more, hate, so much more jealousy than other
Right.
people that came before you when you have to work just as hard or more to get that position. So y'all gonna make me work harder for something that wasn't uh, that I had to break barriers through, and still, trying to balance that and learn the
Mm-hmm.
things that I need to learn. Because when you get through these barriers, you gotta do things and learn things that they don't know, and
Right.
then and it's true. So now I get through trying to learn it, and everybody's just coming after you like, okay, we need the roads fixed, we need the police, we need this, we need you to get that judge out. And it's like, hold on, you vote for that judge. I don't vote. I can't put him in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, we need the roads fixed. Well, it has a whole council that if the whole council don't vote majority, that you can't get the
Mm-hmm.
roads fixed. It's not just one person, but everybody
Right.
looked at the mayor, and then the mayor happens to be black. So it's like, it's her fault. It's her fault because it's crime. It's her fault because it rained last night. It's because her fault, what I'm saying? The DoorDash didn't come on time or something like that. It's always
DoorDash.
my
I
fault.
DoorDash.
Whatever
Well,
I
I
it is,
think you need to return to
or
the
they gotta
stage,
blame somebody
man.
for DoorDash. So I'm just
Monique,
saying,
you need to return to the
I think
stage.
it's a lot more when you become the first in anything, even especially when you're a woman. So the thing about that is, even though you're a woman, you're gonna have to deal with challenges. But when you're a woman of color, the challenges that you face it's a lot. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, that's one of our topics today, kind of like
Women under attack, because it's like um now everything is open where we as women can now um can train and run what is made to be a male dominated trade or a male dominated field and anything of that sort. And so when we as women get into them different positions, it's like it's so hard for us to maneuver being in certain positions, because it's like they look at us like, oh, you a woman, you don't know better, or this is equipped for a man to do, or you the wrong skin color or something of that sort. And women is underneath attack in so many different prestigious positions, and I think that's one of the reasons why we still haven't got a woman president yet.
well, we got a vice president, so that's a start.
Yes, that is a start. That is a start. That is definitely a start.
Yes, that's
But
a start. We are
it,
growing, and we're gonna keep growing, and we're not
it's,
gonna stop. We're not gonna give up.
we have to keep fighting, and that's what it is. We have to keep fighting. Welcome back, my Mayor, Monique Owens. Yes, welcome back.
Yeah. So you talked about you touched on like voting, and you mentioned like we put judges up there. So the thing about it is like you can't complain if you don't vote. So tell us about the importance of voting, getting out there, letting your voice be heard. Your vote is your voice. So how important is voting? Like let the people know.
Absolutely. I think the sound, because it's raining and storm, is we keep on having technical difficulties. I think that's really what it is. Can you repeat that question,
Yes.
please?
I say you touched on you mentioned that we vote for the people that we put in office. Like you mentioned like a judge. Like so tell the people how important it is to vote because our vote is our voices. People have died for us to have the right to vote. So just let the people know how important voting is, like and what it means to you as a politician.
You know what? When I grew up, I didn't believe in voting because that was what was taught to me because they felt like don't put trust in government. And I get it. Don't trust anyone, period, when they overseeing legislation and things like that. And as far as if they don't understand what you're going through and you're trusting these people for hand and foot. So I do believe that to a certain degree. But then as I start opening my eyes to the life that we still have to live on this earth, there are importance of who are your leaders, and you have a say in that. And I think since we have grown up very religious, especially African Americans, we all grew up very religious. If you look at the old movies and back in the slave days and things like
Yeah,
that, most of the meetings were in the churches, and then
absolutely.
that got burnt down. And so we wasn't really we really didn't always feel like we had a say, we had a voice. It was just go as things were, go as whatever people say,
Hmm.
and just be fine with that, And so people have worked too hard to make sure that no, your voice does count. And I think we have gotten so comfortable with seeing that, what, oh, we got a black president, I can go back to doing what I want to do, or we got a couple
Yep, we're paused again.
Yeah, Michigan weather, it really is doing a thing out here. It is really storming.
I'm tired of the rain,
I'm
but it's
yeah,
tired
I
of
know,
the
wait, but
rain.
we still here. We in here. We back.
We
yeah, I
still
still
here.
here, okay, I'm
But
good, the whole
We ain't
team
going
good,
nowhere. We ain't
you
left
know
here.
yeah, but I
um
understand. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like, and I think that's the reason why people don't show up to the polls
Yeah.
today. They don't feel like their vote matters. They don't believe in it.
Mhm.
But once you educate yourself about the importance of it, you have a new respect for
Absolutely.
it, and you realize that this is your voice. It is.
Yeah, and your vote do count. A lot of people don't feel like they vote count. The thing is that it's not that your vote don't count. It's just it's not too many of y'all out here voting for the same thing, right? So that's
true.
what makes you lose your hinge on it. It's not so much of your vote don't count. It do count. It just take a whole bunch of y'all to make it count as a collective to make a change. And I feel like, and I've always been an advocate for voting because I was taught that is your voice. That's how you make a change in this world. If you don't like something, you have to vote on it, then you have to vote on it. It's simple as that. It's just like playing flipping with the quarter for the football game to start. Who's gonna go first? That's a part of voting, and so that's just making your voice heard, right? What is some of the you talk about the challenges that you have been mayor, right? What is some
Mhm.
of the achievements that you have had being mayor? What have been your success stories?
Thank you for saying that, because we can go all day on the challenges and the barriers and the harassment and stuff like that. And that is part of leadership, as part of being the first. People have to understand it's one thing to be the second and third. You might still deal with certain things, but when you're the first, oh, you get it the worst.
Yeah,
And so and also you achieve a lot of things because you are the first, because you are actually paving the way that people have to follow and say, okay, you're starting the blueprint. And so
right,
so that was one of the best things I was able to do was, start the blueprint. Okay, how she did it. I remember when I first won being the mayor, people were telling me, people was following everything that I did on my campaign report, was this what you buy and what you do in order to win, right? So
right.
people was looking that up and saying, okay, what she did from the Dollar Tree that made her win? What she bad Salvation Army? I said, so people try to follow everything you do to see how you won, because people know it takes a lot of money, but it actually takes God, and it takes strategy. And so a lot of the things that I was able to do was, I was telling your co-host that I was able to be to inspire people to do more. So that's the biggest thing, being able to inspire little kids, that when I walk into different rooms where I go do speaking engagement at school and they introduce me as the mayor, these kids open their eyes like, huh?
Shocked.
You're a mayor?
Right. She looks like us, or it's a woman, and it's empowerment
People
for
Oh,
are
you know what?
excited
This,
to see
growing
me.
up.
Yeah, it goes back and forth. But when I go into these schools, and I went to predominantly a lot of schools with kids that don't look like you and I, or even when it's black kids, African American kids that look like me, and they see me with these locks on and things like that. Like, you a mayor? Because they're expecting somebody probably look Caucasian or don't look like us or have straight hair and things like that. So showing our culture, showing the people that look like us, that don't look like us, you can do
Right.
it too, or if you never seen it and you're used to seeing a white face,
Hmm.
and takes and lets people know that we're all
it's a tad bit of technical difficulties.
It's just
Just a little bit. Just a little tad bit, yeah.
y'all know how Michigan weather is. Y'all know she unpredictable. Y'all know she'll knock out the internet in a minute. You know what I'm saying? But at least we
Yes,
got a
yeah.
good cute screenshot.
Yeah. I'm glad that you mentioned that you have been
right.
like I
So and then it's like I
that
gotta talk
you
pretty
have
fast just
been
in case.
like going into the schools, talking to the youth, which makes me bring up this. Like, not only are you the mayor, you're also an author. So tell us about this
This
book.
book, yes, mom. What's
Yes.
a mirror? Like, tell us about this book, like, and how can people get it as well?
Yes, thank you. So they definitely can get on Barnes and Nobles and also Amazon and Ingram Sparks too. So get your book today. And
I hate that it's doing this because this is such a great interview
I know you.
on a rainy night. It's not raining where I'm at, though. It's not raining.
I said to myself, I said, did y'all,
We ain't
as
getting
long as
that.
y'all got the part where so Ingram Sparks, Ingram Sparks, they didn't hear that and cut off as long as I get back to y'all. Hurry up,
Barnes and
put that
heard that.
in there. Anything got something to do with it. Yes, Ingram Sparks, Barnes and Nobles, and Amazon, just in case God hit my house with a T storm. You got that information. But yeah, so Mom
Okay.
with the Mayor was based off my twin daughters, Cameron and Kay, and asked me one day, Mom with the Mayor, after they seen me supersede council. This
Waiting on her to come back in. But that is amazing.
is
Oh, I thought she was back. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We see the circle going around doing the donut. The circle doing the donut. There she go. Loading.
As y'all can,
playing on
let's
here.
reiterate. Michigan weather was messing with her internet, y'all. You know, Michigan weather be tripping, and it be tripping up all the signals everywhere, right? Y'all phones, the internet. So don't be acting like, oh, what's going on with her stuff? Y'all know y'all should be doing it too. So stop playing. You can purchase her book at Barnes and Noble and on Amazon. Mom was a mayor. But put the mayor before her name. Put some respect on it. Okay, put some respect on it. Mayor Monique Owens. Okay.
Okay, it's doing it again.
Okay.
While we waiting on her to come back, so um this weekend, what you got going on real quick?
Whew, I have my birthday bowling party.
Yeah, so you on vacation right now from all events because it's your birthday. So that's
And
understandable.
I'm not. And I'm not. If they pay me money and I'm not.
Oh, you're
If
gonna
it's dealing with my brand and I'm not. I take breaks from other people, other people brands and stuff like that at times. But on vacation, I still go with my business. It's like when you're an entrepreneur, right?
hmm
That's your baby. It's no vacationing, not for real. It's always something to do with your business. Even when you think it's a break somewhere, it's always something to do. So with me having three brands, and starting my nonprofit, um, I know that a vacation is really not a vacation now for real because it's always something to do. You know, and being an entrepreneur, you always have them ideas that may come in the spur of a moment, and it's like, okay, let me
it's
write
no
this down.
vacation. Like I
Yeah,
hate when I have to like tap in when I'm on vacation. I have to tap in and break open a laptop or answer calls.
yeah. I
I love
mean,
that.
it's it's your business, it's your baby, right? So you never stop working on your baby. Well, at least I feel that you should never stop. It's always room for growth. It's always room for doing something different. It's always room for another marketing strategy. It's always room for something else, right? So me, it's like I be on vacation, but I still take both of my laptops. I take my iPad. I still take my notebook. I have a business binder that has all my businesses in it along with the notes that goes with each one that needs to be done and everything like that. So I take that with me, just in case I have to um think about something or something come across. So if people who feel like they want to be an entrepreneur, it's a great thing, but it comes with a hell of a lot more responsibility than working for somebody. That's just straight up, because you the go-to person. It's your baby. You own it. So anything that goes wrong, anything that goes right, it's on you.
Yes.
It's definitely on you.
It's on
So
you because it's your
it
business.
is.
You
And
know.
see, I'm
And
a
every,
thinker. I don't know how to stop thinking. Even when I'm asleep, I'm thinking. So I'm always thinking about ways to expand my brands. I'm always thinking about ways to do something different than what somebody else is doing. Speaking of different, we want to let y'all know, voices, we have a segment coming up where we're going to be cooking for y'all live. Now, it was supposed to be today, but as you know,
the weather.
your weather,
We was cooking outside, on the Blackstone.
it was like, not today. So I had to eat Taco Bell instead of lamb chops. I got a problem with that.
Yes.
I got a problem with that.
Me too. I haven't even eaten dinner yet. But
Mm-mm.
you know what I'm gonna eat? I'm gonna eat a Lunchable. I'm gonna keep it light today.
A
I was
Lunchable?
ready. I was thinking about the food like all day, and I knew it was gonna rain today, but I didn't think that it was gonna rain like during the time. But it stopped raining, but it was still wet outside, so I didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, I get it. But we do have that cookie segment coming up for y'all.
The
Okay.
cooking segment is coming.
I mean,
Okay,
and
well, it looks like we lost her for a moment. I
yeah,
don't know if she's gonna come back in or not, but um,
well, here go her information, everybody. Um, follow Miss Mayor Monique Owens on IG at I am Monique Owens. Follow her on Facebook at her regular name. See what she done did within her own community in her life. Um, don't forget you can order her book at Barnes and Noble and on Amazon, and it's titled "Mom Was a Mayor." Now, what I really wanted to know is how she had time to write a book and run the
well,
whole city.
yeah, like
That's amazing, though.
it's Black Girl Magic. Black Girl
That's
Magic.
what I'm saying. I
You
love
know,
it. I love to see our women in different positions. We are so powerful. Us women is very powerful beings. We can do any and everything. And I just wish that some of these young girls growing up will um understand what their power is. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of our young ladies that's growing up has really lost their way, should I say.
Or not only losing their way, don't know which way to go from the jump.
Well,
And
yeah. I
it's
guess
all
you can look
about how you were raised. Because even if you were raised right and you lose your way a little bit, you eventually come back to your values and you find yourself again. You know, a lot of us growing up deal with peer pressure, and we deal with what influences, us based on our environment that we grow up in. And you just have to grow and find your own way, because when I tell you that I have witnessed, like, people I have grown up with who had a rough childhood, we thought they was going to end up in jail. They turned it around, okay?
Mhm.
And they are successful now.
And I've
So,
seen children that grew up with mothers that was actually on drugs, strung out, everything, living less than none, had no clothes, but was very, they made it out. They decided that that's not the life they wanted to live any further. And so they made it out. And I'm especially proud of them
yeah,
kids. And that just shows your environment doesn't predict your future if you don't let it. It may be a little bit harder for you to get out of that trends, but
yeah,
there's always a way to get up out them trends. So, do we have the mirror back?
she actually sent in a message to me now saying the Wi-Fi in our phone it's a bad connection. So it's a
Okay.
bad connection. So we can keep on talking until she comes back in on the topic that we have tonight: women under attack. And the reason why I was talking to you earlier about this topic, because I'm a woman who's under attack in many ways, and but it ain't never stopped me because I'm a strong woman. And
Absolutely.
I just want to talk about a couple of incidents that I had where I felt like I was under attack as not only a woman but a black woman. Um,
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about it, sis. That's what we're here for. We voicing we queen, meaning we gonna speak about our voices. We're gonna use our voices to tell how we feel. And I feel like as women, our voices get construed sometimes because they want to take our how we feel and say we angry, we loud, and we aggressive. No, we just have feelings and we loud because y'all act like y'all can't hear us when we talking to you normally.
yeah.
You know.
So, but my thing is, if somebody is putting their hands on you, you had the right to be mad. Somebody's invading your personal space.
Mhm.
So I've had these things happen to me, and I felt like nobody came to my rescue. Um, you know, a victim of many things. And thank God that those incidents didn't allow me to. It allowed me to realize, like, I got to get on. I got to
Right.
move on. But some people can't move on; they stay there.
Mhm.
So you have to become a survivor instead of a victim. But in the times that I was a victim, I felt like my own people turned their back on me. There was no help, you know.
Mhm.
And I felt like I was a woman under attack. And in a recent incident, you know, I was taught this: if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say anything at all. If
Mhm.
you are angry, go take a walk, which
Mhm.
is what most people need to do. Be mature enough. If you feel like you getting angry to the point where um, the situation may turn wrong,
Mhm.
and you are mature enough to walk away, then that's what you need to do. And that's what I did with this recent incident. I was having a conversation with one of my colleagues,
Mm-hmm.
and, told me a bold-faced lie. So I said, you know what, just never mind, forget about it. I turned to walk away, and I was snatched back by a man because I didn't want to hear what he had to say.
But you're a man. You don't put your hands on me. You don't grab me. You don't touch me. Period.
Well, yeah, that's true.
You you don't touch me. Period. See, and I'm a whole nother breed because I come from a fighting family, and so I don't like to fight. But when you put your hands on me, it's automatically on. Don't touch me. I had a similar situation like that earlier today, and with an officer, and he went to put his hands on me, and like I told him, I'm not aggressive or nothing. Why did you want to touch me? Don't
Yeah.
touch me. And
And I
I mean
wasn't being
what I
aggressive.
said. Don't touch me.
Yeah,
So
I wasn't arguing with the person or anything either. Like, we were having a conversation. I disagreed with what he said. I
right.
felt myself getting a little bit upset, so I walked away.
Mhm.
So, I ring the alarm because when it comes to certain things, I can resolve. So I ring the alarm because I feel like, you violated me, and then you want to scream and yell at me, so you're being aggressive. So when
Right.
I did that, it took a couple of days for somebody to reach out to me and get back to me. Where I feel like if anybody is being attacked, whether you are a woman or a man, if you feel like somebody is attacking you, invading your space, that should be an emergency. But I couldn't get a call back to a couple of days later. And even with the call back, there was no, like, okay, we need to pull y'all into
No
the office. We
resolve.
need to do this.
No
No,
kind
no
of resolution.
result. No result. So at this point, I'm like, the people that's supposed to be protecting me and caring about me do not care about me. So
Right.
basically, I had to resolve this issue, and I hope it is resolved now since I had to handle it myself, that it's over. But
Mm.
it just seemed like all the time when something happened to us, it's not an emergency. And I put this on my status: when a black woman is attacked, there is no emergency.
That's true. It's no
It's not
urgency.
an emergency.
It's no
Nobody cares.
urgency.
I got jumped on by a man that was 6'4" and over 300 pounds. And I was living in a predominantly white neighborhood. When the police come, they didn't care. They didn't even care. And then when it was time for me to do a PPO and everything on this person, the lady was really honest with me. She was like, "Well, your PPO got denied." I'm like, "Why? This man was attacked me in my house, stalking me and things like that." They're like, "Well, it just seemed like the women always get back with the men, and it's just a waste of time to go through all this paperwork." Like, you know, they put me in that category, like stereotype me, like, "Well, you ain't gonna do nothing but get back with them anyway. So what's the point of having a PPO?" So I
Right.
thought I was being like discriminated against
And
because
you were.
of that.
You were because regardless of the fact, their opinions is bullshit when it comes down to your safety, your livelihood. And I think that's what happens in a lot of incidents where the women is killed by their ex-mate, boyfriend,
Yeah,
and things of that sort because they do reach out for help and they just can't seem to get it. They want to know why we so aggressive and why we so headstrong and why it's not that we don't feel like we need anybody, but when you are living life and things is happening and you have to handle the shit on your own and you have nobody to turn to, how else you expect for me to handle it? Make it make sense. How is you supposed to how am how you expect for me to have that feminine part of me when I have to take on the male role of my life? I can't be both, but I have
no,
to
you
be both
can't. You
because I
can't.
have to protect me because
Being both is a lot.
it is. It fucking is. I want to be just totally feminine. I don't want to have to worry about shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to deal with no kind of masculinity, nothing. But at times, we as women, we still have to. We still is put in a position where we always have to fight. That take me back to the previous show that we had when we talk about that. Like as women, we always have to fight for whatever the fuck we want, whether it's a job position, whether it's a whatever it is, respect. we always have to fight as a woman,
Yeah.
and we not protected, and that's the issue. It's a big
Yeah.
issue.
And this was in my younger, like my early 20s, that
Mhm.
that had happened to me. And that is the only time I had like dealt with like a domestic violence situation. And I knew right then and there, like I had both parents. My dad was like a person that told me straight up and didn't sugarcoat nothing. So I already knew that when that happened, I wasn't having it, because I would have ended up in jail. Like I'm strapped, with a CCW and
Mhm.
everything like that. And I fought back. I fought till I couldn't fight no more. And I should have never experienced, that. But you never know what could happen. So to all the women out there, if you are in a situation like that, just know that love does not hurt. You have
That's
to know your worth, know your value. Don't stay, in a situation like that. Plus, if your kids are involved, because these people is crazy. They killing women, children.
her. But
Um,
one thing I have
yeah.
learned, and you know what? I learned it before Medea said it.
Medea, who is Medea? Tyler Perry. What did Tyler say? He's talking about some Medea.
Tyler said when it basically I'm gonna sum it up because I'm bad at I'm gonna paraphrase, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Perry said, Medea said,
Medea. What did Medea say?
basically a man that hits on a woman is a what? So sometimes you gotta act just as crazy as that man to back that man up off of you.
Yeah. But you know what? We got to be just extra careful. Like when you see the
That's
red flags, when
that's
you
true,
see the
but
sign,
I have ran into I done been abused. We have talked about that domestic violence, everything. I done been in it. And one thing I learned is when you fight back, they tends not to come and try to fight you more.
but look, I don't want to fight anybody,
I
okay?
don't want to fight either, but unfortunately I was married to him. So I was trying to, by my
Yeah.
vows. But it was like I said, it came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? For him to be like that. So it was like, what's going on? What happened? But and all while it's like, hold on, I'm not taking no ass whooping on. Like I'm not. And
I'm not.
I ain't, you know.
Yeah, we
But
gotta pay attention to these red flags, and God he gonna send you a sign.
your
He ain't-
intuition, you're gonna have a
he gonna,
feeling. You're gonna have a good
yeah, you
feeling.
gonna
We
have a
are
feeling.
women. We are women. We naturally have them feelings. The thing
Yeah,
is that we tend not to listen
we
to
don't, because we
feelings.
be trying to give people a chance. We be trying to see the good in people.
Yeah.
We try to see the good in people, but no, we have to see the good in ourselves and
Yeah.
know that we don't deserve to be treated a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
And rest in peace to my dad, but my dad treated me like I was his little girl to the day that he, passed away. He taught me how you should be treated as a woman
Mm-hmm.
and how you should be respected as a woman. He wasn't perfect himself,
Right.
you know, but
Well, you his daughter. You know what
right,
I'm saying? So me
right.
and you have daughters because my daddy wasn't perfect neither, but he taught me a lot of stuff as
Yeah.
well. But I knew what having a daddy was. So I never had daddy issues. And so a lot of things that men try to take, try to do, I didn't deal with. And I didn't been told plenty of times by men that they're intimidated by me. If
But
they don't
that
say
is
it, they move like they're intimidated by me. And it's like, why? Because I'm headstrong. But that just goes to show
that's
that
the red flag right there. If you are a alpha male, a strong man, you shouldn't have a problem with your woman being successful like you are.
that's right.
And your job is to
That's
help
true.
her, guide her. She gonna have your back. Like they say, behind every successful man
It's
is a
uh,
strong woman and a successful woman.
and yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, just like Barack and Michelle, I feel like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, Michelle was running it. He was the front.
Michelle was running it.
He was the man.
Okay.
He was the man. He was, in the front. Like we let our men. He the king. He the king of the castle. He in the front.
I want my partner to be successful just like me.
That part.
Now, if you the breadwinner, you know what you got to do to support. So look, fellas, if she the breadwinner, don't be jealous. Like, look, this is my queen right here. So hey, I'm gonna help
He
you. I'm
got
gonna
you.
lift you up. I'm not gonna be in the back hating like, man, she get more money than me. We get a lot of that. We get a lot
Oh
of that.
my God.
But
Yes.
no, your job is to have her back, lift her up, support her, and she gonna have your back. That's gonna be the only one you can call if something
Yeah.
happen. That woman gonna be right there if you get sick. She gonna take
Absolutely.
care of you on your sick bed. She gonna make sure you have everything you need. The house gonna be taken care of. The kids gonna be taken care of. You ain't gonna be wanting for a meal.
Nothing.
You gotta have each other back.
She may not cook, but she gonna order some shit.
She gonna order. She can't cook. She gonna try to learn. She might burn a couple of things. You might have to go eat Thanksgiving at your mama house because she can't get the dressing down pat. But you know what? If you get into a fender bender, she gonna be right there. She gonna have your back, and that's how it's got to be. It's just
Absolutely.
a lot of divides, a lot of I don't know what it is, but we need to put this to an end. We need to get along, okay? We need to
We
get
do.
along with our own people.
We do. And
We need to
speaking
build
of
each
getting
other
along,
up.
so we're gonna recap on last week's episode since you weren't here. Okay.
No, I
Okay.
wasn't. I wasn't here. What happened when I was
So
gone?
I talked about the chairs, the beatings in Montgomery. Okay. I I'm not a pillar of violence.
What is it? The
However,
east side or the west side gonna come out?
the way our people got together, baby, and said,
She
not
clapping.
today.
Not today.
That's how we need to
Montgomery,
continue.
the Montgomery brawl.
I was so freaking proud of our people. I didn't know what to do because
You know,
this one time we actually, I mean, without it being about, gun violence against the police or whatever, we actually came together for
mm-hmm.
something. They did not know that man from Adam. And I mean, they started swimming across the water to help
They
that brother.
they went into action, and yes, they did. And my thing is, I don't condone violence too. I'm not a violent person, but I will defend myself. So
That
I felt
part.
like they was defending themselves. They came to his aid because ain't
They
no
did.
telling what would have happened to that man if everybody just stood there and watch. And
Absolutely.
normally it's us getting attacked. It's us
It
on the
is.
headlines, us on the t-shirt, us
Our
getting
family doing
right.
services while they people is having a beer.
It's us.
Right.
We got to march and protest for because we not here no more. And we need to do that more often so we
We
won't be the
do.
headline. We rest in peace and we won't be a hashtag. We have to we have to defend ourselves. And
Absolutely.
sometimes when we do defend ourselves, we end up getting in trouble anyway. But if that's what it costs, that's what we got to do because
Absolutely.
I'm gonna fight to the death. If
Yeah.
if I die, I'm gonna go down fighting, and
Well,
I would die and fight for
hey,
any of my nieces because I don't have kids, but my nieces, my nephews, my siblings. That's my family, my mother, everybody. You know, I
absolutely.
want to defend them. I got mostly nephews. You know what I'm saying? So they growing up young and black. They all got a good head on their shoulders. They doing very, very well. But a lot of times you can be doing very, very well, but just because you a black young male living in America,
Yeah,
you can get caught
absolutely.
up in something and you can be a hashtag or a headline. So I'm very overprotective over them. You
Absolutely.
know, I'm
Absolutely.
very overprotective over all of my
Oh,
nephews
you know
just
how I am.
because they look like me.
Absolutely. And my son about to be 19 and I have
Yeah.
a 7 week old now. You know what I'm saying? So of course every day I pray hard over them. I do because you just never know. I pray hard over my husband every day. because
Yes.
they black men in America, as you said, they very well
Yes.
educated, properly spoken, everything. But just because they look how they look, it
Yeah.
imposes a problem. They intellect don't mean shit. It's never they intellect is never up for question. Their personality is never up for question. None of that. It's like they are judged before a person know them. And that's the issue.
Right. You
And we
cannot
need to
judge
stand up
what
for that even more. Yeah.
God's cover you. You
Yeah.
cannot. And it's just something that we're still dealing with. I don't know how much longer we're gonna be dealing with it, but
We
you
not.
have to guard and arm yourself, not with
But
just, but
we not dealing with it too much longer because people is fucking tired.
yeah, people are
That
tired, and
that
even
be
people that don't look like us, even white people, they tired too. They tired of this battle between race, and they tired. They
because
tired of it.
you
Yes,
do have Caucasian people that really love us like they family. For
yeah,
real.
and
They feel like they
they
part of
tired
us.
of it too.
They feel sorry for what their ancestors did to our ancestors. Like,
Hmm.
you do have some that's out there. So we can't judge them as a whole, right?
Not
Like
more.
they can't
Not
judge us
them.
as a whole. But yeah, we have that. Definitely. But we women is more under attack than our men is. Or do you think that is equal?
But I just got a, you know what? I just got a message for from my Mayor Owens team. So they want to apologize for the technical difficulties, but she's more than happy to come back on the show, talk
Hey.
to us, and we get an update on what's going on with her, what she's doing. But again, shout out to her for coming on. We really appreciate you taking your
Yes.
and congratulations on all the things you have done in the city. Your 4 years in office, which is one of the reasons why I actually moved back to EastPointe, because I lived in EastPointe from 2011 to 2016. And look, humble beginnings, because when I lived in EastPointe the first time, I was on Section 8. Okay, I ain't gonna even lie, I was on welfare, Section 8, all that. But God blessed me with a wonderful career in
Wait, hold
in
on.
my day job.
Wait a
But
minute. Hey, look,
look,
listen.
it's,
So
it's levels to this, okay? God blessed me with two wonderful careers, and I was able to become a homeowner in
that
East
part.
Point. Okay,
Amen.
yeah, and I worked in the school system there as a young, you know, college graduate. I worked in the school system out there as a substitute teacher, and I was a caregiver. And I just kept on going, kept building my career, and I was able to purchase a house. I was able to purchase my business there in East Point. So I'm there to stay. That is my home now. My business there, my home is there, and I'm not going nowhere because I own the building. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not
That
leaving.
part.
I'm gonna live there. Okay, that's where I
That
am.
part.
Um,
And wasn't
but
you
thank you.
wasn't you really recently under attack about your building?
Under attack. Well, you know what? Yeah. I mean, I was or whatever, but like I said, I own the building and I'm there to stay.
Yeah.
And it's Keisha's Comedy House.
That part.
Yeah,
Come
just
through.
just the first location.
Come through.
So I'm still working or whatever, and I'm working night and day actually. Nothing new.
Hmm.
Yep. So yeah, I'm looking forward to opening, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody in the building.
We definitely gonna be in the building. And speaking of which, another announcement for our voices. Um, we gonna have we're putting together a little bit something rare. Y'all will be able to be in our studio audience.
Yes.
Right. It's coming soon. So we have a lot planned for y'all guys. We really do. I know it's been a lot difficult. We want to apologize to our fan base for the transition, but we want you to know that um, some transitions is needed, right? And we as women won't stand for less. So we're fighting. and just know that we're not going to stop fighting. We're not going to give up, and we're going to continue on with our dreams. And whether we have someone to support us or not, we have each other, right? To support us. And so we just want our women to know that at times life gonna be lifing.
Life
It's
gonna be
gonna
like
be difficult. It's gonna be hard. But guess what? We the best thing God made.
yes,
We
ma'am.
we could bleed for 7 to 14 days and not die.
Great example.
Facts.
I mean,
Facts.
yeah, it is a fact, but we don't like it.
I
Hello.
didn't say we like it, but I'm just saying
I ain't bragging about that. I wish that I didn't. I wish that I didn't, okay?
we can create whole life, meaning we can
Yeah.
sustain a lot of pain. Okay. So I'm just saying, we as women, we are very powerful. And yes, we are underneath attack. But the thing is, what are you going to do while we underneath attack as a woman? Because we have our rights and we have our voices. And we are the very most powerful being on this fucking planet.
Yes.
Without a woman, they can't do shit. They could procreate however they want to in a fucking what is it, the science thing, in a little aquarium or whatever the case may be. But
I,
at the
I don't know.
end,
I didn't go that far.
I don't know. They was talking about they had the little baby tubes where they pre-crawl with the basically test tube babies then came to reality. Okay.
A GMO? You talking about they grew it in somewhere like a GMO or something? They
Yes,
doing that?
they doing
Oh,
that.
I might have to look that up.
And
Yeah.
you know, so at the end of the day, though, we are very powerful. We are very smart as women, um, and we don't have it easy. And I'm not saying that our men have it easier, but us as women, because I don't know how it feels to be a man, right? We really don't know how it
Yeah,
really
we don't know. And they don't know how it feels to be us, but we can try
right.
to understand each other. You
We
know.
can agree to disagree.
No, I'm saying we can try to
Yeah,
understand each other,
yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
but we would never be inside of, that anatomy to understand what they go through, and they would never be inside of our anatomy to understand what we be going through, because we both go through things.
Oh, absolutely. On different
Both go
levels.
through things on different levels.
On different levels. But as I said before, we need people to protect us as women. What happened to our protection?
We never really had full protection. Even back in slavery days, like I feel like we are the most disrespected women on the planet.
So do you think that, and I know this is going to be could probably a controversial um, question,
That's fine. My whole
but
life been controversial, so it's
do you think that us as women disrespecting each other as women makes it hard for other people to respect us as women?
you know what? I think that um it's a problem all around with our culture, us disrespecting each other
Hmm.
as a whole. Not just women disrespecting women, but would like to collaborate and get along better with my sisters.
But that
Because
wasn't what I asked.
I know that wasn't what you asked, but I told you what I thought anyway. Okay. You said, do you think it's women disrespecting women? It's
And
all
you,
of us disrespecting
I,
each other. Women disrespecting
I'm,
women and men disrespecting women. Men
but
disrespecting
no,
men.
what I'm asking is, do you think that the way women disrespect each other is the reason why it makes it hard for other people to respect us as women because of the way we disrespect each other.
No. I just answered that question. I did say no. I said no. I think it's us
Okay.
disrespecting each other as a whole, as a culture.
Yeah.
Why are we hating on each other? We look just like each other for real. And you, you my sister, and this person right here is my brother for real. You see in other cultures where they build up their own communities,
They do. They
they
all live together
they get a they might have
collectively.
little stats, but hey, they building a house together. They open up businesses together for leaving behind generational wealth for the next generation. So it's deeper than just women disrespecting women, men disrespecting women. It's like all of us as a whole, like the anger.
That's true.
It's anger that then came from the past generations and how we were treated is in our blood, and we just got to break that chain of hating each other.
I think
Yeah.
that if we as women stick together a little bit more, I think that would show the unified part of us. And I think that
Yeah.
other people will have to respect us more if we came together as a union as women. And we wouldn't be underneath attack so much if we did that. Because even I look at the men, right? Uh two friends, two male friends, they can screw the same woman and still be cool. One could be in love with that woman and his friend can screw her, and guess what? He gonna get
Oh,
rid
you
of
taking
that
it back. You taking it to the old school words.
woman. But he gonna get rid of that woman, but that's that bro love. He still that's his
Yeah.
boy.
Well,
That's
maybe they
that's his
should go
brother.
together. Maybe they should go together.
But I'm just saying, like, men tends to stay together more than women when it comes down to certain incidents.
Yeah, but that's just lust right there. They
I,
just
I,
all
I,
they want the
maybe that
same
was
thing. They want the same thing though.
maybe that wasn't a good example.
Right, and then
Okay,
they're gonna end up fighting over her
no, okay, so
at the
maybe
end of
that
the
wasn't
day,
a good example.
because somebody gonna fall in love.
But at the end of the day, they still gonna get rid of you. Cause what they say, bros over hoes. So why it had to be
Yeah, but
sister?
you know what? Them situations, I don't have to deal. I don't have to deal with that. Maybe
But
that was a bad example,
I'm
but
just saying, like,
when you
we
say stick
are.
together, I ain't talking about like being a pimp. I'm
No,
talking
I'm
about
not.
like, hey
Like
sis,
I
look.
said, that was the wrong example, right? That probably was the wrong example. But I'm just saying, all in all, it's always us going against each other. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Instead of trying to work with each other. And I feel like if we collectively come together as women and actually support each other,
Mm-hmm.
then we as a whole of women, when we go to do
You
something,
see?
we wouldn't be so much under attack by other people.
Well, yeah, and that's with all of us. If our man protected us,
That's true too.
okay, stood up for us, provided for us, we would be happy. We wouldn't have a reason to hate nobody. We wouldn't have a reason to be mad.
So would that be the only reason why we would be mad? Is
No,
because we don't
no.
have.
Somebody might be mad because you got edges and they don't. Somebody might be mad because
So that's what I'm
both
saying.
of your eyes is straight. And people find little things to hate on. They might be mad because you smell better. You be always perfumed up and got nice clothes on, and you
And
got
that's what
style
I'm
and you got
saying.
personality. I had people jealous of my personality, like because people liked me and wanted to hang with me and be around me. Like
I be
people
like
get
that too.
mad for stupid stuff and jealous for stupid stuff, but it's all that go back to like self-hate or whatever, because you should be able to look at yourself in the mirror, and even if you ugly, pull something out pull something within that you love about yourself. So you gotta love. Once you start loving yourself,
You gotta know yourself at the end of the day.
yeah,
Yeah,
you ain't gonna care. You're gonna be so happy when you love yourself. You gotta love yourself before you love somebody else anyway.
that's
When you
true.
start loving yourself, what you got to be mad for? You popping.
So we both have been women underneath attack as far as our careers, as far as our goals, far as our life is concerned. Um, what would you say to our female viewers that may be under attack just for being a woman and being outgoing? Because we very vocal. We don't sugarcoat shit for nobody. We not a candy factory. So, and we walk in our footprints and our truth, right? But it's a lot that don't. So for the women that's underneath attack that don't know what to do to stop being under attack from other people, what would you suggest they do?
Hmm. Well, I'm gonna say this because this is how I was raised. No matter what I do, no matter what I get on stage and say, go back to my roots. You gotta you gotta seek a higher power. You gotta seek God, seek direction from Him. Find
Mm,
your strength. Hold on to it. Don't give up. Chin up. Chin up. Even when you want to put your head down, you want to stay in the bed and cry, you stressed out, you depressed. No, get up, sis. Go get in the shower, get dressed, get cute. Chin up.
mm-hmm.
And you gotta keep it. You gotta keep it moving. You can't. You can't lay down. I'm not about to lay down. I'm not about to lay down for nobody. You might step on me, but guess what? I'm getting back up.
Yeah.
Chin up. And this is how we grew up. This is how we grew up. And well, how I grew up.
Yeah.
I know that my mom had tears that she hid.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see it because it was her chin up. It was her head up.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff wasn't always easy for us. And now that I'm an adult and stuff is not always easy for me, I understand the sacrifice that she made and how many
And
times
you
she
don't
had to
have kids, so your part.
kids. No.
Right. So your view on the whole thing, like shit, ma.
It was chin up. I know. I remember now when the
Right.
days that she wanted to be in her room with the door closed, didn't want to be bothered with us.
Yeah.
No, she might have had some tears, but she got up the next day and did what she had to do for us. Not only for us, for other people too, for other people, you know. So you got to find that strength. I just told you where that strength can come from. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
And you just got to keep on fighting. Don't lay down.
Yeah.
That's for everybody. That's for men and women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
I know. I was taught. My grandmother, she fought um, three different battles, three different types of cancers, until the last one actually took her out. But in the process, no matter how she felt, she always made up her face, made herself look good. And I remember one day it was like I didn't really ask her. I guess my facial expressions, like I don't have a poker face. My
You
expression
don't.
is
Oh
all over.
yeah, you can tell what's something wrong with me. You know what? I got something bothering me like right now, but I'm playing it off, But if I wasn't out here, I'd be like, everybody know what's something wrong with me because you know, I try to be like,
That's me. I don't have a poker face.
everybody know what's something wrong with me. I
I don't
can't
have a
hide
poker
my
face
face
at
and be
all.
like, when
Like
somebody
that
say
song.
something,
It's like that song. It's written all over your face. Like for real.
yeah.
Like
When
no
somebody
matter
says
how much
something, my
I
face is turned.
smile, it's like no matter how much I smile and trying to keep it moving, people are like, something wrong
Yeah.
with you. No, I'm okay. They be like, something
Now
wrong.
something wrong. You can't hide it no more, and that's how I know I'm a certified auntie now because the older I get, the more the truth come out. The more I just say stuff. and the more my face just be looking crazy. I'm like, oh, I'm 39 now. I'm at that auntie age where I just be saying stuff and don't care, or I can't have my facial expression, or somebody doing something. I'm like, wait a minute, nah, hold on.
And that's the FU stage. See, you knocking on 40. See, I just turned 43. So I know where you at right now.
Yeah, and my patience, like, ooh,
Girl.
patience is shorter now. Like, okay, you know what? We're not about to do that.
Oh, I know.
We're not about to do that. But
I know. I definitely I know.
yeah,
I
yes,
was
that's the
there.
certified auntie. So yeah, we've been on for a while. I just got a message. Can we put the mayor back on like a conference call? I could put on speaker. Maybe she just wanted to tell us good night and close out. You think that'll
Sure.
work? You think that'll work? Okay, so I'm gonna try now.
You about
I
to
think,
call her?
yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
So everyone, this is really an exclusive interview, as y'all can see. Okay.
We've
We
been
need
off for a minute.
we about to get the mayor back on. She's calling us to end the night.
Okay, so let's see. I know she ain't go to sleep now.
I hope not.
Hello, Madam Mayor. We can hear you now.
Hi, I'm back.
Hi.
I know it took a while. Are we still in Leo season or did I miss it?
You
Oh,
missed
we
it.
still in Leo. Over week.
I apologize. I thought we was in my season, Pisces season, but okay, we still in Leo season. It's okay.
Oh, that's okay. I love you even more because my mommy was a Pisces. Let's go. February 23rd, baby.
February 21st.
Okay, see, I knew the connection was there already.
Yes, me and my team had some technical difficulties. It is, I think, I got a couple calls. A lot of residents are having a lot of issues over here. So, of course, just because I'm the mayor, that doesn't mean I don't get the issues too. So, but yeah, I want to make sure, I tuned back in and I was listening in the best that I could. And I want to just say you all have an amazing show. And the topic is fire.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That means a lot. Thank you. That really warmed my heart.
Yes. And we have to make sure that more people hear. We talked about why women are under attack. I don't know how many more minutes you all have to go. And I heard some of you all's testimonies. But I think a lot of reasons why African American women, I think all women to a certain degree have been under attack. We just started voting. I know at first women couldn't even vote, and or work. So women always have been under attack, but not like the African American woman has. Mm-hmm. And so when people identify those differences, then we can move forward a little bit better. I've been in rooms when I had debates with women who don't look like you and I, and want to debate me and say, yeah, as women, we all go through stuff. And I say, you know what, you're right. I agree with you. But now you don't deal with the same issues I deal with as a Black woman. And then they have to calm down, And so, when I walk in a room, I immediately, under scrutiny, immediately. And so how do we deal with that? I have to deal with that in the boardroom. And then we have to deal with that, in our personal lives. And I think that is a reason because our men, not all of our men, because we have a lot of good men out here, but, we talk about in our community, I think we haven't been protected like Ms. Gelman said, and yourself said that, Community Keisha said, it's because, y'all see, I'm just so respectful. We talk about last name and everything.
Miss Galman. Who's that?
It's Keisha, and comedian Keisha was saying that it started from the slave days, when our men was protecting us, and they took away those things by, taking away their women out the homes and putting them in the master's house and, taking our kids away from us, so that, we start losing some type of disrespect for our men. But even in those times, we still respected our men. you know, as women. So sometimes I get confused when they say, well, the black women need to respect our black men. I think we did that in the past, you know, and we're still doing it to this day. But I feel like we're not respected enough by a majority of our black men like we should. And it would, if we were, I think some of that stuff would die down in how they treat us, because people watch how your community treats each other, and then all they do is adopt that mentality, you know. And so even though it might have been started in the slave days and they brainwash us and things like that, I get it, but it's a time when we have to, you know, relearn society and say, you know what, I'm not going to do that I'm going to break these generational curses. And how do you do that? I mean, I didn't see mayors and stuff when I grew up. I didn't have a father in the home, but then I said, you know what, I'm going to repeat that process. My dad wasn't in the home. My mother was a single mother. So you know what, I'm gonna keep that up. You know, I'm gonna go to the streets. That's not no excuse. So I have to find a way to say, you know what, how can I break those generational curses and things like that? And so, and I think it starts with our men. You know, God made Adam first. He didn't make Eve. And so if our men, you know, can change the culture, and we always take up for our men. When you see the police go against our men and things like that, you see black women, see all types of races. We out there, you know, protesting. But when you see black women going through stuff, everybody get quiet. Why is that?
Right.
You know, when the police are, you know, going against, you know, our black men and putting, you know, doing certain things, we raise that. We in protection mode. But when we're dealing with stuff, you know, why they not getting protection mode for us? You know, even as a mayor of a city, as an African American woman, I had to put a PPO out on one of my council members, you know, and it was in the open where he just came at me, you know, and it wasn't nothing but predominantly black men that saw it. And it's like, okay, why did he feel so comfortable where you see a host of black men that's near me and thought you can do that? You see what I'm saying? It's something in our culture, it's something in our past where certain groups of people think they have gotten comfortable, but they can treat the black woman any kind of way because they feel like there is nothing going to happen to them, or you know, or they're going to be agreed to, and that's scary that you can't speak up. I'm still going to speak up because I'm the mayor. I am Monique Owens, so you know that's what they have, and that's who I am. Before I was a mayor at EastPointe, before I was a councilwoman, before I was a book writer and stuff like that, I was a woman first. So you know, and what I'm not understanding is why, you know, people get so comfortable with treating the black woman. Why do we in our culture get so comfortable about treating each other any kind of way?
Right.
You know, I've been in rooms where, you know, people know I'm the mayor, and they just, okay, well that's sis. You know, yeah, I'm sis, but I work hard to become who I am, and I've stopped what I'm doing. I've done to be who I am for you. Like I remember I went to an event in Detroit, and I dressed up with a suit, you know, and I was surrounded by African American kids. They said, "Oh, this is the mayor." They was shocked and everything like that. And then a guy came over there to me and said, "Well, Mayor, you didn't have to dress up." I said, "Well, if I was in the suburbs, or if I was somewhere else, I would have dressed up for them. So why wouldn't I do it for my own people?"
Right.
For people that look like me, that need to see representation, not just somebody that looks a certain way, but dress a certain way, so they can know how to dress. They know how to represent themselves. So you know, I think I think we got too comfortable in our own culture, in our own communities, how we treat each other. Then we go and step outside the community, and then we treat it the same way by people that look like us to get offended.
Absolutely.
So, and it starts with us, like Ms. T said, you know, and yourself was saying why, I know you mentioned, as women, we got to stop, you know, treating each other bad. But the thing about it, if I go to one more women's empowerment group, you know, or one more women's empowerment event, you know, because we do try to empower each other.
Yeah.
We do, but my thing is, I barely see men empowerment. Where the men empowerment groups at? Where the men that's in the churches or in schools or, you know, mentoring our boys? Where are they at? We put too much on ourselves to be better. We already put too much on ourselves to look a certain way. Or, I gotta have a big derriere, or I gotta fill my lips in. And this is just around the world. We're talking about women all around the world. We're talking about white women too, who see, okay, I gotta fix my body like this, and also black women, I gotta do this. You know, and so that's just the culture that we in now as women. You gotta have this body and stuff like that, even if it don't look right. But I got it, you know. So we have
a lot of ants walking around here.
That's what I'm saying. We got a lot of, you know, around here. So the thing about it is, that's the whole culture, the new culture of women that we're dealing with. But like you always saying, in other groups, yes, in other groups I've been in or I've been around, their women get treated a certain way, but the way they treat it is not as loud as we get treated. It's not as loud. You know, I've been around Canadians, I've been around white women, I've been around all type of, you know, groups of women. They wear, you know, more wigs than us. You know what I'm saying? They get lip fillers and wear lashes like us. But when we do it, they still look like, yeah, hey, come Quish, you know. Hey, not Quish, don't look. Quish like, hold on now. No, they just come Quish. Why gotta be Quish? Why can't be Sally?
Absolutely.
Why can't be, you know, why Quish gotta have fake lashes, fake hair? Sally do too. You know what I'm saying? Karen do too, you know. So I think we always made fun of. And when you go on to these reels or YouTube or TikTok, it is our people or black men talking about us. Or there she go with, you know, wearing the flip flops and a do-rag from the beauty supply store. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's a culture that we need to get out of. You know, even when I went to a young lady's business, I went to her business. But I went in her business, you know, as the mayor, because I went to go visit a lot of black-owned businesses to support them when I first got elected, and still do to this day. You know, when I went in there, I was so excited to go in there. She had flip-flops on, short. Kids was crying in the background. I said, hold on now, where's this a daycare beauty supply store? I didn't know.
Oh, my God.
I didn't know where I was at. I was like, what's really going on? You know. I said, young lady, I said, you know who I am? Oh, you know. And I told her who I was, and she felt so embarrassed. She said, hold on, let me go put some shoes on. I said, well, I already see your feet now.
Too late. It's too late.
Like, it's too late. Yeah. First expressions is everything.
Now. But the thing about it is I actually had a conversation with her, not to belittle her or nothing, but she understood. I said, I could have brought in the executive in here with me, the governor in here with me. You know, because I like to brag on, you know, women, you know, women of color, just people in general. But, you know, I always take the most time with our people because we don't have access to mayors like that. We don't have access to state reps and stuff like that, or senators. So I made myself accessible. And in the midst of me making myself accessible, because we don't see it, I have gotten hurt by that. Because, you know, I made myself open to a group of people that never was, you know, that rarely, some people have seen mayors and stuff. I never want to diminish, you know, African Americans, like we just don't know that's not true. But, you know, when I grew up, we didn't have access to mayors and things like that. I didn't even know what one was. That's why I created the book to educate certain people who don't know, which is all people. A lot of people that don't know. But I said that to say I made myself accessible to what I didn't see or what our children don't see. And so, like I said, it was a lot of disrespect I endured because people were like, okay, so what do you do? I don't understand. That's not important. I could do that too. And so, you know, and then that's like, okay, where's the protection of us? I know we talk about what's the protection of us as women or as black men, but what's the protection of us as just protecting each other, period. Protecting, you know, if the mayor say one thing and she might say a word and the word might not be right, or she might come out the house and her hair might not be done. I'm just saying, I'm a real person. Where's the covering at in our community and our race of people? You know, we so quick to talk about each other as black people, and then they tag onto that. And then when somebody that's not in the culture of ours, we ready to go cuss them out. But you just said it last week on your YouTube video, but somebody that don't look like us said it. Now you ready to go, you know, go ham. But people still say go ham. But but I can saying. When do we, as a culture, do we cover each other? And I don't see us doing that as much. I've seen it. I know I have seen people come to council meetings. You know, Ms. Keith standing there. You know, I know I've seen her eyes be ready, like, okay, Mayor, I love you, but I know I can't say nothing. I'm like, no, you can't say nothing. So, you know, so I have people that come and stand up for me. And, you know, but it could be more, you know, because when you don't see something much, see something as much, and you see that there certain people are trying to take that away from you, that accessibility, that knowledge.
Absolutely.
Why would you not keep that there? You know what I'm saying? So we need to protect each other.
Absolutely.
And then being a Black woman, I haven't felt like I was protected by, you know, a lot of times, a majority of our people. I don't feel like I was protected by the Black men. You know, a lot of Black men like that. I had a couple Black men that supported me and stuff like that, but it should have been more. You know, in the past, they talked about EastPointe across 8 Mile. It was arrested so many Black men. It was ridiculous. That was the story. And some of that, a lot of that was very true. The discrimination that people face when they cross 8 Mile, and then they, you know, so long for representation, so long for, you know, equality, so long for justice. And I work so hard, again, when we don't see nothing. I told you all earlier, if y'all could hear me, when I don't see something, I become it. And so that's why I became the mayor of EastPointe, because people want to see representation, want to see justice, want to see that we have possibilities and things like that. And so, not saying they haven't seen it before, or in Obama, because he actually was someone that helped me to be, you know, seeing him encouraged me to be who I am today. But I'm just saying, when we have people in line that are dealing with the fear, that are dealing with the harassment, that's dealing with the racism, that's dealing with, that's on the front line, where's the covering at? Mm-hmm. And then I'm a woman at that. I have children. You know, we're more emotional than men. So if the things that I have dealt with happened to a Black man, it probably would affect him, but not as much. You see what I'm saying? You're a man, so you know we can call you, say your shoes old, and you know why your collar dirty and all this stuff. You probably like, man, forget it. But oh, look, her lashes crooked.
Her lashes crooked. Like that. It look like spiders.
You know,
I see the comedian ain't left her yet.
Well, you gotta put her hands up right. Why she didn't wear lashes this council meeting last time? You know what I'm saying? It's like little silly stuff. But the attacks that they have, you know, we've been getting attacks on our looks for years as Black women. You know, even in the slave days, you know, we got talked about our big lips. We got talked about our big derriere and how, you know, kinky our hair is, how dark our skin is. Now, all of these things I just said, people are paying millions of dollars to get. And I was confused, you know, so, you know, because all those, you know, those characteristics I just named, I have all of those. So, you know, now you're paying for those things that I've been attacked with for years. Now you get to choose when it's beautiful. You get to choose. Society gets to choose what's beautiful. And if today you have a big lip and, you know, a big butt and having dark skin, it's not cute tomorrow, then, you know, we're not going to promote it anymore.
Right. And that's real.
That's totally real, because that's where society at. Like, we used to be judged by, I used to be teased as a kid for having big lips. Now, everybody that got small lips want to get injected with big lips. I had a big ass at 12. I talked about, I had a donkey booty, as they said. But now it's okay to have a donkey booty. Everybody want to go get injections and surgery.
And they did it illegally
and illegally though.
People basements and getting fake shots and stuff like that.
And the ones that's been messed up, just like K. Michelle. I told y'all I was a comedian in my past life.
In your past life, like K. Michelle. Like K. Michelle.
I understand that, and I says this all the time, and I'm very big on women empowerment, especially my Black women, because I feel like we the shit. We the shit.
Yeah, we are.
All Okay. And so I'm big on that. Um, but unfortunately you can't um be there for everybody and don't everybody see themselves like you see them, right? I see all our black women as goddesses. We are queens. All of us queens. We goddesses. Cleopatra was a god. She was a black god. But a lot of our history have been lost. And I feel like if we can come together and beat the hell out of these people that try to jump on the black guy, we can come together as a whole on so many other levels, because when we come together, we are so powerful. And that's what other people in the society is afraid of. And this is what I speak about all the time. If we do come together, we already powerful by ourselves.
Mm.
So imagine if our power come together. We'll tear this whole damn world down.
But that conversation has been had since the MLK days. Oh, if we come together, we have so much power. But the thing about having power is, if you don't know how to use it, you don't have it.
But
that like, if you don't know that what you have access to. If I come in the house hungry, my son be hurting, and you come in my house and say, "Bro, you got some food in there?" I didn't even know that. I have food all the time. You know what I'm talking about? So, so it's something how to have something, not know you have it, or have something, not know how to use it.
Absolutely.
God did give us all power, so let me change that. You do have it, but a lot of us don't know how to use it. And so my whole thing was in my election to show people this is how you use your power. This is how you use me. I want to be used as a mayor. So when people was asking me stuff and how to get grants and how to do all these things, I was open, but I was still learning too. So as I learned, I taught.
Right.
And that's just how you do it. But you have to learn how to use power. That is why you have a city full of people in Detroit that look a certain way. That's a certain group of people that have no person that's overseeing the community, that looks like them, and understands them. Not saying Duggan doesn't do a good job, that somebody has to be black to oversee black people. I'm not saying that. But you want to have someone in line that's an overseer that can somewhat, understand what you've been through, that knows about, food stamps, and knows about, welfare and not having and bad credit and stuff like that, so that it can put those stuff in place. Or you understand. I'm not saying I want to, that has to happen for you to be the mayor or the senator. But when you might even have friends that deal with those things, because it affects you more. You're not as affected if you got money all the time. So you don't understand being homeless or being close to homeless or car repossession, or you don't understand about losing a job. And when you lost a job because of your ailments or you sick, you got to go on Medicaid. And then when you get on Medicaid, they might not put you on there because your income level is $5 more. You don't understand those issues, and you don't. And you might, what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. So you got someone that oversees a population of people that, that are rich, that are, well off and things like that. But then you have areas in Detroit that's very, impoverished areas. And how do you connect with those people? Yeah, you have council people that oversee them that are African American, but some people don't even know who that council person is like that. They look at the mayor just like they look at me. So, so they are looking at him as, okay, well, why he's not doing this and why he's not doing that? But at the same time, sometimes if you see somebody that looks like you, not saying you're always gonna get respect like you should to a certain extent. We should respect each other, whether you black, white, whatever. But let me take Doug's place. I mean, I'll probably get all types of calls. They probably line up around City Hall and do all this stuff just because of who I am and how I look.
Absolutely.
You in the office, when Doug was in office, we didn't have all these shootouts. I'm like, well, you went from 9 shootouts to 10 if you don't calm down. So, I'm talking about. So, so people want to blame me for every little thing even more when you're African American. But going back to when do we cover each other though?
Right now.
Right. So my question to you, Mayor, what do you think that will help to bring us together as women a little bit more during these days and time? What is your suggestion?
Stop being jealous. So when I go speak, a lot of people be like, I do a little humor in there and talk about God, but I talk about the jealousy. There's jealousy everywhere. I don't care if you're black, white, Indian, but it's something about in our culture about the jealousy. And I always use this depiction of when, part like the movie The Django. So you got Jamie Foxx, who's a slave, looking for his wife. He gets on a horse with the white man. And then you got a slave in chains to stare him up and down. So Jamie Foxx feeling some type of way, like, first of all, you don't even know I'm up here for you. But you so mad I'm up on the horse, not in chains like you. And I'm up here around with a white man. You done became jealous. But I'm up here for you. And so then later on at the end of the movie, he breaks the man's chain and give him a gun. So now we the same. So even me being the mayor, I feel like there was a lot of people that were jealous. Okay, she, who she thinks she is. She up there now, or she talking to these group of people and who she thinks she is. But you don't even know I'm up here for you.
Right.
It's for us. But the jealousy has to stop in order for us to move.
Absolutely.
Because if you want to be the mayor of EastPointe and you've been here for 20 years, you had 6 years on me. You could have did it this primary. But the jealousy is so real to the point where we will lose our places or our rights just because of jealousy and give it to somebody that don't look like us because you mad that I got it. You don't want it. You don't like it. You don't understand it. You ain't never voted. You don't care about it. But because I got it and I look like you, it's something in you that's boiling inside that's saying, I don't like her. I don't like how she wear her hair. When she talks too loud. When she wear that pink lipstick and I couldn't afford it. And, I know that's mad and it wasn't beautiful. So, we get angry about or, that we don't want that person up there. And then you have a group of people that don't care if you looking cheap, if you're not talking right, if you're not educated. Just because you look like me, let's put her up there. We'll fix her later. We'll fix you later. We'll get you right later. We'll do what we have to do to make sure that you fit the bill. Even though we don't think you're right for the job, we're gonna make you right for the job. Then you have people like me and other leaders that look like me, that we do our best to study the job. We do our best to look the part, and then you still got people in our community that say, I don't like her. And you know what? I seen her, down the street at the gas station. And, she had, that's why you didn't vote for me? Because, I put $5 in my gas tank and you just think because I'm the mayor, I'm supposed to do full tank of gas. This is like silly stuff that I deal with.
Like at the end of the day, you are human.
I put $5 in and I just feel like, hey, as a mayor, you need to put full tank of gas and use premium. Like, really? It's just like little stuff that, that didn't happen, but I'm just letting y'all know how the pettiness, is. Why you ain't got no iPhone? You don't hold me. Why you ain't got an iPhone? You still got, I have one. I'm just saying the pettiness that I deal with. But the jealousy has to stop. If I see you got a TV show, like you all have a show, you got to find something to hate on. You know what? I mean, queens. I mean, why I got to be queens? Why I can't be, queens and kings? I mean, I'm going to start me a show, put, voices with kings and queens. Huh? You know what I'm saying? Be proud of her. Subscribe to her. Share her post. And let
I had that happen. As a matter of fact, I had that happen a lot.
Because, you're jealous. Now, if you want to have a show, subscribe, see how it works. Matter of fact, contact me, and I'll show you how to do it. And we build each other up. And now we got 2 shows popping on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But the jealousy has to stop. Because when I want to go somewhere, I always want to do a podcast, but I don't have the time, and I don't have this and stuff like that. And you know what? This is an amazing show. So what can I do? Even before the show, I said, how can I share this? What can I do? Because I was excited. Like, right. Like any other show. I done spoke at, I know you talked about some challenge, some of the positive things. I done been in Princeton. I done been in Wall Street Journal. I told Miss Keish, I've been with.
It made me feel so old.
I I tell her about that Miss stuff.
Miss Keish.
But that just goes to show what era we grew up in, right?
You know, I'm talking about that's how I respect my people.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm very good friends with Keith, but I'm still gonna respect her.
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And like, you know, and this is how I talk to her. Even behind the screen, that's how I talk to you. But this is how I am, you know. Right. And so, because if I was on any other show, I would have did the same thing. I would have called in if I had technical difficulties. I would have put my makeup on and made sure my lashes match. You know what I'm saying?
The lashes got to match makeup, okay?
Lashes got to match.
So I think, you know, we have to stop with the jealousy. So going back to what you said, how will you change? And then I think I see more jealousy in our men than our women. So, you know, after I say that, everybody shut the show down now because I just told so much truth. I see more.
Child.
You are on the road. She on the roll, ain't she?
She on the road tonight, baby.
She on a roller coaster, honey.
You open up a can of worms on that one.
The mayor DM and trying to see what's going on.
Ooh,
that's her topic.
It goes down in a DM.
You got to know how to protect your women.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't be jealous of me because I'm the mayor, and then it goes back to when we so independent. I'm sorry. When we so independent, we like, I don't want no woman that, you know, I can't tell her nothing. I mean, what you trying to tell me? I mean, we working together. I mean, what you trying to tell me? If you leading me, I'm gonna listen. You know, if you lead me right, and you're a man of God, and you telling me certain things,
Amen.
I'm gonna listen. But these men have to understand our experiences. I just told you I didn't have a father in my household. I just told you I was the oldest of, you know, two of my siblings. So I had to grow up a little bit quicker. And I had to be a role model for my sisters. I couldn't be a kid like I wanted to. And I had to help my mother, you know, while she was dealing with her things. And, you know what I'm saying? And so when you have to grow up and you don't have no men around you and things like that, and you become independent, these men say, well, she good, but you have to know you have to understand why. And I think men don't take time out to find out who we are and what we are. But my thing is, some of y'all came from the same household. You know, so my thing is, if you understand about being black men, if you understand about being in a home with no father, black men, we got too much in common to be against each other.
Absolutely.
We got too much in common. We all deal with the same challenges and the same barriers. Why would I add another barrier and challenge to you? Why would I do that? When I see a lot of our black women, I say, how you doing, beautiful? At first, they thought I went that way because I said it because they weren't used to it. I'm like, okay, what up, man? I was like, wait. I was just saying, you know, it's the one because we're not used to encouraging one another like we should. Now, I'm not saying that never happened, but I know a woman had told me that. And then I said, you know what? And I adopted that. And I've been doing it for over 5 years now. And I feel, how you doing? Well, it ain't got to be a woman of color. I do it for all women because I believe all women are beautiful. We all want to raise, you know, people. But since our skin is different colors, we have made discriminatory, you know, faces because of that. But, you know, the men have to stop being jealous. I've been with so many men that didn't know how to deal with me being in leadership. Because it made them feel like they were less than a man. Because you have a woman that's independent, that know how to lead, that talks passionate, that's strong. But my thing is, I'm not trying to take your role. I don't know how to be a man. I don't. And I'm not trying to look like one. I'm not trying to be one. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like one. I just learned how to fix a tire a month ago and cut my grass. And I was like, woo.
All right, this for y'all. I'm good.
All right, this for you, not me.
My self-worth or my value to become or do or compromise when I have a voice, you know. But I think it starts at home, and many at home. I know you know, when she told me about her dad, I was excited that she grew up with a father that, you know, had her back and stuff like that. I haven't experienced those things, you know, and so she knows the blueprint of what to look for when she gets with her husband, because he has the characteristics of my father.
Right.
So all I knew was, okay, I know what I don't want to marry. because when they had the characteristics of my dad of hanging out and drinking all the time, I knew that wasn't gonna be my husband.
Right.
And so, but I didn't know the other characteristics that I need that a man should have. So I was very, confused in that area. But I knew what I didn't want. But to know what I don't want and to what I should have is, is something that I had to learn, later on in life. And so I think it starts with our men. Not all of them. Some of our men get it because they'll listen to this whole thing and say, "Oh, America, hate black men." And that's not the truth. Because I love all men. Tell you the truth. So,
tell you the truth.
Somebody outside her race, don't get mad now. Get y'all chances. So what I'm saying
You
is,
did.
I love our men, but first of all, the men have to love themselves. And if you don't love yourself, then how you gonna love me? How you gonna protect me? How you gonna protect me?
Absolutely.
That's why we have our boys. I was at the corner and I seen the Israelites. Y'all seen them on the corners preaching, doing their thing. And I stopped and talked to them. And then I said, I get the fact that you all are preaching the word of God. I am not trying to say I'm glad, but where y'all at in these homes, in these communities? Well, you know what? We are in the community, we sit on the corner and stuff like. Well, it's Junebug down the street, and
Junebug.
Not Junebug.
Tay.
And Ray.
Ray.
Girl, Ray.
Oh.
Don't forget about Pookie.
Go to these houses in your community, knock on the door to these single women who kids are in need of a mentor or and things like that. And I bet you this corner will have probably 100 boys doing some things or selling some products or something like that. But you said, so he just got quiet. God, I said, I understand about God. I understand about you read. But we have to go into these schools. If they having 12 men on the corner, I need 12 men in these schools where these shooters are. I need 12 strong men that know about God. That's that's tough and passionate to tell these kids to pull their pants up. That don't talk to their mom in any kind of way. So that when they learn how to be protectors, then these conversations that we have on your radio and your podcast, we won't be having it no more. Because the whole thing we're talking about is why we don't feel protected. But if the little boys don't know how to be protectors, they grow up and then they going against us. Because all they seen in their household, their mama hollering at them, go sit down, their mama working all the time, and then they looking like, oh, well, okay. So, when they have an idea of what a protector is, like Keisha does, then they can grow up knowing how to protect. And I'm saying they have to have a father. Some boys have learned on their own and want to break generational curses. But how do you know how to protect a woman or what a man is and things like that? You ain't really been around one and all you see is crime or pulling your pants down to your ankle. And you know what I'm saying? And don't open the doors for a woman. Or when you see a woman getting beat up, you laughing and posting it on social media. Like, huh? Because that's the culture we live in now. But we can break some of those things, but it starts at home. You know what I'm saying? So, and it starts with our men. The women have I'm not going to get on our women, but we have a role that we have to do better too. But I'm going to give us a pass because of certain things that we deal with. They say we have a mouth on us. Okay? Sometimes that's all we had was our voices. As black women, that's all we have is our voices. And so we use that as a way to protect ourselves, to defend ourselves. And so because we talk passionate, because we talk strong, that's the first thing they want to say, or you talk too much, or she got a smart mouth and stuff like that. But people don't identify where all this comes from. We didn't have men in the houses like that in the past, and then we did. Y'all took them from us, and so we use our voices to speak our minds, to tell us how we feel, to tell you why we hurt, to tell us to stop hurting us. If you take our voice, then what do we have left?
Absolutely.
And just because we don't speak it how you speak it, is because what you've been through ain't the same as mine.
That's right. And that's why this show is called what? Voicing with Who?
Voicing with Queen, where all your voices matter. We're going to say the shit that you don't want us to say. We're going to say the shit you want us to say. And we're not I really believe in free speech, and that's why we here.
This
Why
is
can't we
exactly why we here.
feel how to think, how to anything? So, yeah, I get it. I get it. And that's why we're here to address all the stuff that they don't want us to address. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, but it
That's
starts
right.
with us. Even in um, this whole time I've been, I've seen jealousy, even in majority of my life. Just because I want to see more. And the thing about seeing more in jealousy in our group of people in our race, now I don't want to always just talk about the black race, but we know we have white people and all type of races against us and jealous of us too. We know that, but I can change that down, and I really can't change us either. But I can speak on our group because that's the group I'm in. That's the group I'm around. That's what I've been born in. To be a black woman. So I only can identify with my own at times with our struggles. So but we have to stop with the jealousy, and the hate. And I was reading the Bible yesterday about how they were so jealous of Jesus, and he came down to do any and everything. So he just hating.
Right.
I mean, I was like that. I said people was like, I swear that had to be people of color out there hating, Jesus walking on water. Somebody said, I could do that too. I did that last week.
It was Ray Ray and them. It was Ray Ray and them out there.
Right.
And Tay Tay, they was out there hating on Jesus' sandals.
Okay.
They just hating on Jesus. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
They hating on when he was in jail, like all the way to crucifixion. And then when he came back to life, hating on that. So it's like, we have to start with our own people. I can't start with Caucasians. They only can fix themselves. And when I'm in a room with white people, I tell them I can't fix your people. I can't.
Right.
It takes you to let them know what they're doing is wrong. Because when I said, she is mad black woman, or she gonna say I'm racist, some stuff you're doing is racist. But if somebody that looks like you say it might come, it might appear, you might feel it differently. I said it's up to you to fix your own group of people, and I'm doing my best to fix mine. I can't tell a white man how if he wants to learn, then that's different. I remember when I first got elected, is a white guy that worked in the office, and I was talking to him about racism, and he told me I might be a racist when you're on. I said, no, what makes you a racist is if I just told you what you are doing is racist and you continue it, then you're a racist. But some white people actually do not know what they're doing because they're so privileged. And that's all they're around. And, and so when somebody tells them what they're doing and they have a convicted spirit and they're at least trying to be better, but you just can't change overnight.
Right.
But you told me I might be racist.
I might be.
And I said, wow. I said, no, you're not. But if I just told you all the things you do is racist, you continue, then you are. Because I've identified what racism is. And if you're so comfortable to keep doing it with no conviction, maybe that's who you really are.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff we do as black people that may make white people feel uncomfortable. But at the same time, I really don't get that one, but sometimes they might feel uncomfortable because of the past things that their ancestors did or still currently doing. They're like, okay, well, how do we fix things if y'all still mad at us? It's not about the past, it's about what y'all doing in the present too.
Right, exactly.
Right now, and then what I don't like is some of the white people that see their white counterparts doing stuff, and you're still hanging out with these people. You're still,
holding them accountable.
Absolutely.
Accountable. Now, some white people that are really good, got good heart. They all not all bad. I would never say
no, they're not. You're absolutely right. We didn't have some white people fight along our ancestors to get to where we are today, too, to get the rights that we have, because we didn't do it by ourselves. We had some Caucasians fight for us to get voting rights. and everything on that sort. So you do have some that's really in tune with us, but the thing is, how do we get the present ones in tune with us?
You got to, first of all, you got to care. And I remember when I said, I think I made a statement in a news article about 3 years ago. I said, we all need each other. You know how many phone calls I got off that from Black people?
Wow.
With me talking about, you said we all need each other. These white people don't need us. They, you know, they okay if we're not around. They don't need us. And I just felt like they do. You know, maybe that was, I would hate to say it another way. That's the thing about being elected and being, you know, seen is every time you say something, people have to, you know, dice it up to make sure you're saying this and that right. That's bringing unity together, saying we all need each other. Now, if I say, you know, white people don't need Black people, then I'm a racist. Or Mary got a problem with white folks, or she thinks Black people, you know, aren't valuable. So to say we all need each other is bringing unity, because we do, you know, to a certain degree. Now, some people don't feel that way, because if you have a suburban area full of white people, they happy we are here. It's like they don't need us.
Right.
But at the same time, in the slave, you know, during the slave time, we are the ones that did the land and the farming and things like that. And then when we were free, you know, some of the people didn't know what to do, because you did all the farming, you did all the cooking, you did all the cleaning. They're like, oh, whoa. Y'all talking about freedom?
A lot of them didn't know how to take care of their own children. They didn't know how to take care of their own home. They didn't know how to wash. They didn't know how to cook. They didn't know how to grocery shop. Only thing they knew how to do was to attend to their husband.
Yeah. And some of them ain't know how to do that, because they sure was sneaking in the outshot with Willie Earl and them. You know,
but even if they knew how to do that, Mr. still wanted some of this fat ass that they try to get now. Them big lips that they want now. You know,
it was strong.
Look, I can feel the ancestors, man, got in this conversation. They didn't intertwine. They didn't gave us some of that Montgomery energy. And we in this thing almost 2 hours with detective everything.
This is straight up exclusive interview.
It is exclusive.
Yes, with the Mayor Monique Owens. Yes.
We gonna have to do an in-studio interview sometime in the future.
We don't play here. We speak the real. We gonna speak truth. And whoever don't like it, like I tell them all the time, they can go to another channel and they can click off. It's an exit button. That X, that means exit out. So if you don't like what you hear here, keep it moving. Because I'm not gonna stop. My ancestors fought for the right of me to voice my opinion. And I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
And we're gonna definitely do it here.
Always. You know how we do. So
okay.
Yeah, this is 100% real talk. And I'm so honored. I'm so happy to have Madam Mayor Monique Owens on the show.
It's big.
You know, you didn't have to. You didn't have to, you know, come on, but you did. And we appreciate your time, because we know that you still running stuff and calling the shots, and you took time out your busy schedule to be with us tonight. Most definitely. And thanks for the you know, the shout outs and stuff. And you know, look, my eyeballs is rolling in the back of my head.
It's a pass your bad.
Yeah, I know, Auntie. You know, I'm a certified auntie. You know, I'm a certified auntie.
You know, I just turned 43, but
I'm past auntie hours.
23, so you know.
Okay, and I just turned 39, but I'm feeling like I'm 49 right now. But I'm still fine, though. You know what I'm saying? You know, 39 is you know, yeah, we passed the certified auntie hours. So
Black certified auntie
before
out.
we get off, do anybody got any shout outs or want to say, some closing? I turn it back over to the queen. You know,
Look, a
I
big
didn't say my
shout
piece.
out to Madam Mayor Monique Owens for showing us that yes, we
That's
can be in any position that we can be in.
right.
Um,
Yes, yes,
it's gonna be a hassle, but we strong enough to take on all the tasks like the others. Oh, we here for it, and it's amazing on how you have shown your growth and how you went from different prestigious positions to I mean, the mayor is one of the highest positions right now, right? So we looking for more, and it's such an influence to, like you said, all the young black girls growing up to see that there is somebody like them in a higher position, where sometimes they being told that you're not smart enough, or you're not pretty enough, or your hair not long enough or straight enough to be in certain positions.
which
So
shows us, yeah, even if you don't have edges, you can make it, or you can make you some. You can get some edge control and make you some edges, baby, and you can be the best you can be, like you and I.
hey, you could buy you some edges at this point, okay?
Here are for sale. Oh,
Now you
I'm
gonna have to come
sorry.
out with
I'm
another book,
sorry.
huh?
I'm sorry,
What's
Madam
the
Mayor.
edges?
I
That's
didn't mean,
that's the
didn't mean
community
to slide them
part.
edges in. My bad.
But it do, and we thank you though, because it does give our young children growing up a good perspective of you can do it too.
Mm-hmm.
You can make it here too. And
You can.
sometimes it's okay to have to fight and battle. But one thing I was taught, that if it's given easy to you, it's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you fight for, it's more worth it than something being handed to you. And so this a commendable moment. It really is. And we really want you back later on so we can talk about the future and what you got going on and everything. Like, we need some updates.
And then next time we can probably eat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you look, I already know Keish to cook for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm still waiting. It's like every time she's supposed to cook for me, something happened. Michigan weather.
Yeah, I think the
Right.
power was out one time. The power was out. My power always go out when it's storm. I can't stand it, but whatever. But we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that one day. So yes, keep
Definitely.
hope alive. Uh, that's my closing.
At the end of the day, we just have to keep
Yeah.
fighting, and if we, I feel like if we come together as a collective more,
Hmm.
then we can do more.
We can.
We can definitely do more.
Mhm. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Okay. Yes, we can. Yes, we
Any
can.
final,
Yes, we can.
any final words, Mayor?
Thank you. I just want to first thank you all for the opportunity to be on this amazing show. I don't take anything for granted. When people give me the opportunity to speak and to use their platform for what I'm trying to do, so I really thank you, Black women, for sharing, your gifts and talents and allow me to share mine as well. And I definitely want to make sure that I give you both a copy. I know you have a 7-week baby, but the 19-year-old boy too, you share as a family conversation. I definitely will have a copy of my book for you and
Yeah.
Keish. For
Thank
I
you.
know she has the certified auntie. I'll make sure her nephews know about the role of a mayor and how that works. So they might be the next mayor. You both may be the next mayors. Who knows? But I'll make sure I'll give you all a copy of my book that is Mom with the Mayor on Ingram Sparks. It's on Barnes and Nobles. It's on Amazon. And so you also can tune in to each one of these ladies who are the hosts. Contact them for a copy as well. And it's not free. It's free for them, not you. it for you. But yeah, so I just thank you all and I will be back on the show in Pisces season.
Most definitely. We definitely gotta have you back.
Okay.
But
yes.
not really.
But before you come back, we gonna eat though before you come. So we gonna plan that.
We're gonna do it in person, and we could eat while we in person on the next.
No, we gotta eat this soon. We look, I already didn't bought the stuff, so we gotta plan.
So we not gonna eat while we talking after we cook.
I mean, we can talk a little bit, but what's to talk about when you eating? Well, how good it is. Yeah, how good it is. Yeah. Yeah, how good it is.
You know we'll make something up.
Yeah, we do that. Yeah.
Don't y'all forget to go follow our mayor Monique Owens on IG at I am Monique Owens, and then Facebook at Monique Owens. Go ahead, follow her on all platforms.
Even the haters follow her too.
That part, you might know something.
Yeah, because you want to be nosy, know something, go follow her, and then follow me. Follow me too. Follow all of us, okay?
Okay. Don't forget to follow Keisha on IG and Facebook.
Not in person. Not in person.
Her page back.
You know what? Yes, I got hacked, but guess what? I'm back on my old page with all my followers at. So y'all missed my whole summer almost. So I'm about to flood y'all timeline.
It was a hot girl summer. Keisha had a hot girl summer. She had a hot girl summer.
You know what? I didn't at first, but I had to turn up because I was going through a lot of things, and so I went down. Y'all missed me in New Orleans. I acted up at the
Hey.
I had a good summer. I had to. I've been working hard all summer, so I had to have that balance, you know.
Oh, I feel you. Ain't nothing wrong with it because I'm there right now acting up. I'm kid free. So I think I'm about to come down there where you at.
No, don't invite her. I'm about to go to bed. I gotta go to work in the morning. I gotta be up at 4 a.m. Y'all got me up past the certified auntie hours.
Not certified auntie.
You come down here. This is what I'm gonna do. Where that do not disturb sign at?
Excuse me, ma'am. You forgot who you talking to? I don't care about do not disturb. That to me, that means disturb you.
No. Okay, well
I'm still not
gonna be disturbed. You're gonna be disturbed because I'm gonna act like I don't hear anything. Well, and I'm gonna look through the peephole at you and know it's you, and I'm gonna walk away. I'm not opening the door.
So when I win them winnings and I'm still downstairs winning, and you be like, "Why you ain't call me?" I'm like,
"No win." Okay, then I'm gonna come down. Then I'm gonna make an exception. That's gonna be my motivation.
I'm thinking. I haven't been on the tables in a minute. I think I'm gonna come down there and get on the table.
No, I'm not. I'm saving my money, honey. They give me some free play. I go down there, but other than that,
it's still my birthday. I still get free play.
Oh yeah. Well, you might want to come and do that. So yeah, we gonna wrap up, and we gonna stay on the line for a little bit, and offline. We'll be gonna wrap up. So
we definitely about to get offline. So
okay,
bye y'all voices. We'll see y'all next Thursday.
Next
Thursday.
Peace.
It was an exclusive interview, and we'll see you next Thursday. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.